Sí. All right. So thank you so much again for joining, and thank you for being here. And really, again, today we're just kind of doing a training because, we find that we all know as real estate agents that the follow-up is key, right? Follow up, follow up, follow up. But what we found is that a lot of the agents are not doing the follow-up exactly the way, a little bit more smoother, where they're kind of getting results. So we are trying to give a little training, a little scripting, maybe do a little role playing, and really just get you guys to do a better, what questions should you be asking at your follow-up? What things should you be doing? What you shouldn't be doing when you're following up, and how to just keep that moving, right? Because again, follow-up is absolutely critical in our real estate business. If we don't follow up, we lose, we lose our clients. We just lose them to someone else who actually is following up and sending them material and doing their calls and doing what they need to do. So we want to make sure that when you are doing this follow-up, that you're doing it as effective as possible. So first, I'm a big introductory person. Like I like to know who I'm talking to, where you're from. So if you don't mind, since there's only 13, if you can I'm just going to call you out. All I need you to do is say who you are, which market you're in, and how long you've been in the business. Okay. So Jessica, we'll start with you.
Okay. This is my first year. Actually, okay. I started January last year. It's been different, excited, like it a lot. I'm learning every day.
Awesome. And Jessica, which branch are you with?
With La Rosa Prestige in Winter Haven, Lakeland.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining. Efrain, tell me how long you've been in the business, which branch you're with.
Hello, everyone. Teresa, today is a holiday, no?
There is no holidays for realtors.
I'm kidding.
Just forget the holiday thing. There is no such thing for real estate agents.
Okay. So this March is going to be 2 years since I get my license. So the last year, the 2023, is when I started really to do some business as agent. And I belong to Celebration Office.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Efrain. Shernika. Shernika's trying to figure out how to unmute. There you go.
There you go. Hi, everyone. My name is Shernika Orient. Hi, everyone. I'm Shernika Orient, and this year is going to make me 2 years in June. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. This year is going to make it 2 years in June, and I'm with La Rosa, Miami Lakes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. And Marcus.
Well, hello and happy Monday, everyone. My name's Marcus. I'm at the Celebration office, and I've been with La Rosa for all of 1 month. I've been in real estate for all of 1 month, so be gentle with me. I'm excited. I don't want to tell you how old I am, but I've got several years in corporate America in industries including education, insurance, financial services, and even mortgage lending. So it's just a natural that I'm now delving into the amazing field of real estate. So, I am going to have to step out of my shell, though, Teresa, because I'm shy.
I don't know. I can't tell, but that's okay. Thank you so much for joining, Marcus.
Hey,
we're excited to have you.
Were you on radio too? Because you have a radio voice.
I missed my calling. A lot of people say I should. Maybe I'll start my own La Rosa channel. Here we go. Because Joe's got a pretty good voice now. I've heard
podcast, man.
Right? Come on now. There we go. Okay.
All right. Lily.
Good evening, everyone. I'm in Miami Lakes.
Mhm,
I've been in Rosa almost 5 years, 2019, I believe.
mhm. And Lily is with Miami Lakes office, and she's been in the business 5 years. Thank you, Lily.
You're
All right,
welcome.
Miss Rhonda.
Hey, I'm Rhonda. I'm with the CWP Properties out of Longwood, and I'm going on 3 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Maria Yolanda. Oops, you got to unmute. 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 Oh, we lost her. Maybe we didn't lose her. I hear you now, Maria. Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I am with La Rosa around 1.5 years, and I am very happy. Nice to see you all.
Thank you. And she's with our Miami Lakes office as well. And we have Janet.
Good evening to all. My name is Janet Linez, and I've been with the Rosa about 6 to 7 months.
All right. And then she's with Miami Lakes as well. How about Yailin?
Hi everyone, I'm Yailin. I'm in celebration office and I've been with La Rosa almost a year, not a year yet, but almost. Nice to see you.
Awesome, awesome. Emily.
Hi, I have been in real estate for about 3.5 years, and I just joined La Rosa at the very end of this year.
Beautiful. Well, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
And Michael.
Can y'all hear me?
I can.
Oh well, I'm Michael. I'm in the Rosa Kissimmee, and I only got a month in real estate.
Woohoo! Welcome.
Thank you.
And Claudia. I know Claudia's been around for a while, I think.
No. I've been in the Rosa. Hi, everybody. I joined La Rosa 5 months ago.
Oh, well, welcome.
Yeah, and I belong to Longwood office.
Beautiful. And is that's how long you've been in real estate as well, or?
Yeah, I got my license at the end of July, but I was a real estate agent in Colombia. I'm from Colombia.
Ah, okay, perfect. So you have a little background. Awesome.
Yeah, a little bit, but the laws here are totally different.
Yes, they are. A lot more restrictions here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining. And really what I wanted to do is just kind of break the ice, get to know each other, because I'm big on just getting to know each other, right? Because this is a business where we need to network. We need to network with other agents. We need to network outside of La Rosa, but it's good to kind of come together and just, be able to share some stuff together. So I need maybe 1 volunteer or 2 volunteers. I know some of you here are pretty new, but someone who's been in the business just a little bit longer maybe can share with me what their follow-up strategy is. So that way we can kind of see what your follow-up strategy is. So when you're following up with a client. Rhonda, you want to volunteer? I know you do follow-ups.
I am exhausted.
I believe you, mommy.
Actually, I do follow-ups, but I haven't had many clients to really explain how I do my follow-ups.
Okay.
I've had 3 years. I've had 6 transactions. 4 of those have been buyers.
Okay.
I haven't really had any up until here recently, and the past 2 weeks have been really bad because I was up in Georgia with Dad, and I really didn't do anything.
Okay, so let's talk a
Came
little
back
bit
today, and
so you mentioned something that's key, guys. So you mentioned that you haven't done your follow-ups because you've only done 6 transactions. First of all, 6 transactions is a huge thing in your first couple years. So congratulations, because you probably made more than most of the agents here, or at least most of the new agents. Okay, so give yourself a pat on the back. But also, when we think of follow-up, it's not just our past clients, right? Follow-up is just conversations that we've had with prospects that we need to follow up to see if now they're ready to make a move, if they're ready to buy, if they're ready to sell, right? So it's not just past clients, it's people that you meet. You can meet them at Starbucks, whoever you meet and you have a conversation with, and you say that you're going to follow up, or that you have them on your CRM, or you have them on your follow-up to give them a call to see, what's going on. Those are all people that you need to follow up with, right? So how many people here actually call their sphere? So Marcus, you're pretty brand new. I'm sure you've gotten a little. So how do you go about, and obviously you did insurance, you did all that. So I'm sure that you did some follow-ups. What would like a normal follow-up be to you? What would that look like to you?
In my situation, again, not only did I change industries, but I changed coasts. I went from San Diego on the West Coast to Orlando on the East Coast. So for me, it's a good way of introducing the transition in my life. Hey, just wanted to touch base with you and let you know I've transitioned and running my own business, so to speak. And I love that I was a homeowner and own investment property. And Florida is a great place to buy property.
Mm-hmm.
And just first off, just kind of getting the word out there. And then after that, following up, hey, is it okay if I shoot you a quick video on a property I saw recently?
Okay. So that's a good strategy. We'll talk a little bit about that. That's awesome. Anyone else? Maria, Yolanda, Yoli, I know you do some follow-ups. What does your follow-up conversation look like as you're munching away at whatever you're eating right now? Nope, you're muted again. You're muted, Yolanda. Okay.
That's because her food was
What
so
about
good.
now?
Ahora.
Estaba tomando sopa, la vecina me trajo ajiaco.
Oh, okay, well, that's good. Eat your ajiaco, girl.
Algo cubano. Okay. Look, I am a really professional in following up, but with my current transaction, the one that I have,
Mm-hmm.
I am not too much into the sphere contacting, or that I don't know why. I'm sort of shy in that way. But I do follow-ups, and how do I do it? I have an agenda and I write it down, pending, to be done, and then I check, and then in 3 days I have to do this and that, and I call or I send text messages, whatever is necessary. So in that case, I'm very organized.
Okay, but you're not doing follow-up calls with people that you've had conversations with in the past about real estate.
Not too much.
Okay, so that's good. You're in the right class then. All right, so let's get started. So I want to make sure, because one of the things that I feel very passionate about is making sure that you guys understand how important that follow-up is, and really using the right verbal skills. So if I'm gonna, first of all, I want to introduce, because some of you guys came in a little later, but we have a special guest today, Nora Estevez from Lighthouse Mortgage. And this class came about because her and I were having a conversation, and she was telling me, conversations that she's had with agents, and that some of that transition, that conversation transition from the agent to the lender were not very smooth, right? They weren't as smooth as they could have been in order for us to be able to get her connected, or get those people connected to the lender, so that the lender can go ahead and do their thing and help us close this client, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about the transition. So Nora, if you want to just key in real quick.
Yes, I literally had gotten, and you know what, most of you I know, and most of you actually see my style of follow-up on how I follow up, because I'm very aggressive, and the CRM is a key factor in my follow-up, because I get a lot of leads a day from real estate agents, and I can't keep up with it memory wise, but my CRM is what my reminder is. And just to let you know that, I have been doing this 25 years. So it is like my third child is what I call it. So that day, Teresa, I called you up actually frustrated. because I had gotten a call from a real estate agent, and that was the third call that week that I got the same pattern, the same exact pattern. And I don't know if you want to get into it right now, but we can hold off. And I'm like, Teresa, we have to hold a class to empower the agents of how to follow up when it comes to my side of the business, not so much what kind of house they want to see, how many bedrooms, not that part of figuring out where they want to buy. But when it comes to getting people approved, because listen, if we don't get them approved, we have 0 transactions.
Correct. Awesome. So we wanted to do a little scripting, right? So I don't know, I'll role play with Nora. I'm actually going to just do a basic role play. I do have some scripts that I'm going to share in the chat, which you guys can practice. Scripts are great. So if you guys have not used scripts before, just practice your scripts. It's just a base. It doesn't have to be that you have to use them word for word, but it's a great base for you to start, right? To see what type of conversations you should be having. Now, when I do a follow-up, the first thing I do is I'll say, I'll pick up the phone and I'll call and I'll say, hi, Nora, or Nora will answer. So Nora, let's just go ahead and role play. So Nora's going to be my client. So I'm going to ring. Go ahead and answer, Nora.
Hello.
Hi, Nora. This is Teresa. How are you?
I'm doing great. I just, got over this cold that's going around right now, so I'm trying to feeling better.
Awesome. I'm so sorry to hear that you're feeling that way. I know that it's been going around, so let's pray that you get back to health. Nora, I was calling because I know we had a conversation a couple weeks ago, or a couple months ago, about you possibly wanting to purchase a home. And I know that there were some things that were, the holidays were in the way, and there were just some things that obviously you wanted to postpone that conversation. So I'm following up to see, how we can get back to that conversation, because I know that when we spoke last, you wanted to really buy a home. You were really excited about it. And, it was just bad timing at that moment. But I want to kind of get a feel for what it is that you need so that I can best assist you. Okay. So I had to use somebody. So I wanted to go ahead and just see when is a good time when we can really have a really good conversation and really just get to know exactly what it is that you're looking for. Because once I know that, then I know which way or which direction we need to go. So what thought have you given to purchasing a house this year?
Teresa, to be totally honest with you, I'm waiting for the rates to go down some more.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
And that's a good thing. I mean, that I understand that a lot of people are waiting, but Nora, based on my clientele and based on the clients that I've seen, rates right now are not as important as getting your home, right? Because let's put it together, Nora, you're actually paying 100% interest right now on paying rent, right? And so 5% or 6% is not really going to matter when you're paying 100% interest right now. So my goal is to see, Nora, what type of house is it that you're envisioning? Like when you say you want to buy a house, what does that look like to you?
Well, right now, I want to, I'm a single person, and so I don't want anything really big. I don't want a big backyard. Maybe I don't even want a backyard. I think I want a condo. I think I'm thinking about buying a condo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you want a condo on the beach?
Of course, isn't that everybody's dream?
I'm sure it is, because I'm with you right behind you. I'm going to follow you after you buy yours, okay? So listen, Nora, what I want to do now that we know exactly what you need, right? I know that, you were postponing it because the holidays were there, but are we ready to move forward now? Because I really want to make sure that you get that condo with that beautiful blue beach with the sand. I want to make sure that by spring you are enjoying those beaches. So tell me a little bit about what you are exactly like. What's your timeline?
My rent is gonna expire in March. So I do have to make a decision from here to March of what I need to do and, how much money I need. And, I don't know. I've never bought a house before. I've never bought a condo, and I have no idea how to go about that part.
Well, perfect, because I know exactly who we need to connect you with, because I think that, a lot of times what happens is that we get so crazy thinking about the qualification and how we're going to do this and how we're going to make it happen. But that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you. So I'm going to guide you. And the first thing I want to do is just ask you a few key questions, right? Just so I can get an idea of where you're at right now before I connect you to the lender. And we're going to, make sure that we connect you to the right lender as well. So Nora, how much money do you have saved right now?
I probably have 15,000.
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. And what's your credit score like?
It's not too bad. It's probably like, I've been really good with my credit. I pay all my credit cards. I had no balances. Probably like 660.
Beautiful. That's absolutely wonderful. And Nora, I know that last time we spoke, I forgot to ask you, do you work on a W-2? Do you get paid as a 1099? Do you own your own business? What type of income is it that you're receiving?
I do work as a W-2, but I'm 100% commission. So that's kind of weird, right? Like, I'm a W-2, but I'm 100% commission, but that's the way, that's the way I get paid.
Okay, beautiful. So what I'm going to do, if it's okay with you and I have your permission, I would love to connect you with Nora, my other Nora, who actually has the same name as you. I'm going to connect you with Nora. And is today a good day to connect with her, or would tomorrow around 4 o'clock work for you?
Today is Monday. Tomorrow at 4 it works best.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So once
But
we
you
hang
know
up
what?
here, I'm going to
You know
go
what,
ahead
Teresa?
and call Nora, and I'm going to let her know exactly what your situation is. I'm going to give her all your information so she can reach out to you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. If there's any changes, obviously let me know. But, I'm so happy and I'm so excited for you, because I know that you're going to get that condo on the beach. And, I'm going to go get my bathing suit ready. My bathing suit's going to be ready, because I'm going to be your
All
first guest.
right.
Okay.
That's good. But you know what, Teresa? How about if I call her instead?
Well, you can do that, but what happens is we all get busy, and it's happened to me. It happens to me all the time, where I say I'm going to call someone and I just forget, right? So I am going to share her information with you, but I'd like to have that commitment from you for her to call you tomorrow at 4, if that's okay, because I know that we forget things, and I just want to make sure that we really get that condo and get you on that beach by spring. So, I don't want to waste time.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. So guys, it's a simple conversation, right? It wasn't hard, right? You were having the conversation, but you were being aggressive. You were trying to connect her and schedule that appointment with the lender. You were excited, but you have to always come back to what it is that they want, right? She mentioned she wanted a condo on the beach, right? So I kept, I threw that condo on the beach like 3 or 4 times in the conversation, because I don't want her to forget that vision of where she wants to live and what type of property she wants, right? So you might want to ask questions like that, like, what does it look like? What does your home look like? What does that look like to you? Like, do you want a big yard? Do you want a house with a pool? Like, plant some seeds, right? What does that look like to you? So that way we can get you connected, and make sure that even if you're not ready now, Nora, what I'm going to do is I want to have a plan for you, right? So even if you tell me, even if Nora told me that her credit was a 550, right? And I already know a 550 is going to be a challenge for her to get qualified right now. What I'm going to say, look, Nora, that's great. That's no problem. The good thing about credit is that it can be fixed, right? Numbers can go up. I don't have a problem with that, but I want to make sure that we come up with a plan to get you into that condo on the beach. Okay. And even if we can't get there by spring, I want to push to get you there by summer. And the only way I can do that is to have that conversation with the lender so they can take a look at your whole scenario. And now once we have all that together between the lender and I, we can guide you as to what you need to do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, to make sure that we get you to that beach by summer at the latest. Okay.
Yeah, and I want to point out something. So I always say, if I could yell it, I would be yelling, but I'm not gonna yell at you. is her conversation was simple. She didn't go to the left, she didn't go to the right, she didn't talk about the property, she didn't talk about building. She went straight to the qualification, guys, because if I would have said, I don't have any money, my credit score is 500 and I'm a 1099, guess what? That's a bad lead, right?
Mhm.
And you're going to politely move on. Those are the things that we want to teach you, how to hear the client. And, maybe that's a back burner client, meaning like, put them on a CRM for the future and give them your tips. But Teresa didn't start talking about condos on the beach, Hollywood Beach, and, oh, there's a great condo that I have listed. She didn't go into that. And I think, Teresa, what do you think? I mean, because listen, if you're going to use me or whoever, I have a system. I personally have a system, but it's a machine. It's a machine. You're gonna, go through the leads, and then that lead is we're gonna baby it and get to that point. So, I wanted to point that out, how Teresa did not go into all the mishmash, because then you lose sight. Because if you start talking about a listing, you might have, it depends on how, because I did a script too, and I did mention an address, right? One of the scripts that we're going to do. So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. And that's the key, whenever you're talking to a potential client and doing a potential follow-up, you always want to find out what it is, what is it that they're looking for, right? You have to find their that's why the other day I was having a training, and I always recommend that if you have a buyer and you decide to do an in-person buyer consultation, take them to a new construction model home, right? Even though that they're not probably going to afford that model home, right? Because they might not be what they're looking for. They might be thinking townhouse, but you take them to a nice house that's decorated, that's, when you take them to Starbucks, you're not sure, there's no excitement. There's no excitement in taking them to a Starbucks or having them come to the office and meet you at the office, right? Call one of your contacts. If you have a contact at a new construction, hey, I want to take one of my clients to go see one of the model homes, what time can I take them, right? You go and you take them to this model home that they're going to look at, and they're like going to be, oh my God, yes, I want to buy a home. I do not want to stay in my apartment. I want to buy a home, right? And once you have them there and you have them excited and you're asking them these key questions, and you're getting all this stuff together, and getting clarity as to what it is that they're looking for, then you're going to ask them those questions, right? You're going to start asking those questions so that way you can know where to qualify them. You don't have to ask them. I see a lot of agents are like, somebody wants to buy, oh, okay, well, do you want to buy a townhouse, a single family? How many bedrooms do you want? Do you want a yard? Do you want a pool? Do you want, you don't need to talk about any of that, because until you have at least have them picture that house, right? So if Nora was already picturing herself in a condo on the beach, right? And that's what people do. When I went and bought my house, or when I was thinking of buying, I already had in my mind, I wanted a corner lot, I wanted an open concept kitchen, I wanted a big yard, right? So I already had some ideas of what I wanted, but the criteria is not as important as them envisioning themselves in that living space. And now that you have them envisioning on there, then they're a little bit more excited and willing to give you information. Because if they're not excited, they're not going to want to share, their credit score or how much money they have saved. You have to get them excited about the purchasing a home before you can start asking them if they're pre-approved. Okay. Because if you're just going straight for, are you pre-approved? Then that turns people off, because there's no relationship building. There's no like me imagining what the house would look like, right? If I had an agent that came to me and said, I already knew in my head what I wanted, but would tell me, hey, Teresa, what does that house look like to you? They're not asking me how many bedrooms do I want? How many bathrooms do I want? How much square footage do I want? No, what does that house look like to you? Oh my God, I'm thinking of a corner lot. I want a 2-story house with a big yard and an open concept kitchen. Now I'm just imagining all this in my head and getting excited about buying a house. Now it's easier for me now to say, okay, okay, oh my God, Teresa, that sounds wonderful. I bet you want to have some barbecues and some, you know, do you want to be there by summer? Like, I can imagine, you know, being in that pool in the summer and having those pool parties. I can only imagine. I love that idea. So now you can start, okay, well, I want to make sure that we get you there by summer. So these are the steps that we need to take. Okay, I'm just going to ask you a few quick questions, and then I can determine which direction we need to go, right? So who wants to role play with me? Come on, give me a difficult one. And then Nora's going to go into what she does. Efrain, give me a difficult one. Come on. You're a difficult client. You don't know what you want. Or Jeff, if not Jeff, come on.
Let me know what are we doing?
All right, so we're just role playing. You're going to be the client and I'm going to be, actually, no, you're going to be the agent and I'm going to be the customer. I want to see how you would handle a follow-up. So you're going to call me. I'm going to pick up the phone. What are you going to say?
Good evening, Teresa. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hope the family and everyone is doing okay as well.
Yes, everyone's fine. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Yeah, listen, I was just trying to catch up with you on our last conversation regarding a thought that you had about actually purchasing a home. Are you still interested in that, or is that still the plan?
Yeah, I am, but you know, I'm having some credit issues. I want to pay off some credit first, you know, and I just want to fix my credit. And, you know, I'm not even sure if I have enough money saved. So, you know, I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not sure yet.
I get it. I get it. Times could be difficult. Times could be difficult. People fall into situations. But listen, let's say I could get the help for you so that we could try to get you to where you want to be. Would that be of any interest to you?
Yeah. I mean, if yeah, I guess some guidance would work.
Okay. So what particularly are you looking for if you were to able to get into a place today? What would you be interested in?
Oh my God, I'd love really, I think I'd want just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. I want to have an open concept. I want it close to the kids' schools. That's about it, really. I really just want it close to the kids' school and enough, you know, for me to be able to, you know, just, I want a good payment too. I need you know, a comfortable payment.
Okay. Okay. Certainly all of that can be attainable. What I need to find out, if possible, I mean, are you a self-employed, or are you you know, do you work for a company, or how?
Oh, I'm self-employed. I'm self-employed.
Self-employed. Oh, okay. Okay. And do you happen to know what your credit rating might be?
It's a little low right now. It's probably like 615.
Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's not too bad at all. I mean, it's not something that I haven't come across in the past, and we've been able to help a lot of people to get to where they need to get to, right? Listen, I work with a lender, and they have programs that can help you get to where you need to get to. So we could get you into that nice little 2-bedroom, 2-bath house with a nice lot and near the schools, you know, that would be good for your kids. Would you be interested if I get you in contact with my person, so that this way you guys could get together and try to work things out and see how we could get you to where you need to be?
Well, the only thing, Jeff, is that I'm really concerned. I'm kind of embarrassed, you know, about my credit score and, you know, all this stuff. And, you know, I don't know if I'm ready to share all that information.
Okay, well, listen, you don't need to share it with me, and definitely, and I understand your comprehension about it. But what I would suggest, it's not anything that we haven't heard in the past. We have helped many clients with worse situations than that. And if you allow us the opportunity, we'll get you in contact with the right person that will guide you. All I need you to do is tell me, give me the opportunity, and I'll get you that person to help you out.
Okay. All right. That sounds fair.
Okay. Would you be comfortable if I give her information, your information to her?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. What time, what day would be, would it be good for this afternoon to call you, or this later on this evening, or would you rather tomorrow in the afternoon?
You know what? This evening would be good because I'm kind of off.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm off early today.
Perfect. What time would be good? Because I could definitely get a hold of her right away, and I'll have her contact you ASAP.
Okay, so how about 6 o'clock?
Sounds like a winner to me. All right, so let me get on the horn with her, and let's see if we could get this to happen for you and the kids.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Jeff. I appreciate the call.
You're very welcome. Thank you for accepting the call.
Woohoo! That was pretty good. Smooth, right? Smooth. He got me to the point. He overcame my objections, and he was able to start scheduling the appointment with Nora, right? He's already
and you know,
taking.
I'm sorry, Teresa.
Okay, go ahead.
The key factor that he did really, really good is that he kept repeating what she wanted. And he didn't even flinch when she said, bad credit or whatever, because that's my responsibility to let them down, let them easy, or, whatever. I have to let them know to put them in an action plan. But he was able to because he kept saying over and over again, which is what we need to be doing, is what she's looking for, the house for the kids, a 2-bedroom, and that makes the excitement as well.
Exactly. And the other key thing that he did continue to say is that we've helped other people in worse situations than yours, right? Because I might think as a consumer, that maybe my credit is not that great, right? And I could have a 630 and think it's not great, right? I could have a 650 and think it's not great, but that doesn't mean that I can't buy with that credit, right? So the fact that he kept saying, don't worry, we've seen people in worse situations that we were able to still help. That kind of put me at ease, right? As the consumer, it puts me at ease. Oh, okay, so it's not that bad, right? I'm thinking, oh my God, Jooms. But he's reassuring me that anything's possible, right? Which made me feel more at ease into allowing him to connect me to the lender, because now I don't feel so embarrassed. I don't feel a certain way. So that was a key point that he did, and that was a great job, Jeff. Who else wants to role play? Marcus, let's role play, Marcus.
Let's go for it.
All right. I love a person who just takes it on. All right. So who do you want to be? You want to be the client or you want to be the realtor?
Oh, okay. I want to see your style, so I'll be the client.
You'll be the client. Okay. All right. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Marcus. It's Teresa. How are you?
Teresa.
Yeah,
Who?
Teresa with La Rosa Realty. Remember, we had a conversation a couple months ago about you were interested in selling your home.
Yes.
And maybe buying another one.
Yes. I met you at that open house. I went, okay, I remember.
Yes. How are you? How is everybody? How's the family?
Oh, I'm great. Every day's a gift. I'm doing
awesome. Good. Amen to that. So Marcus, I was just following up because, that's what I do. That's what I do with my clients. I like to follow up. I like to stay on top of things. And, you did mention that you were thinking of selling your home so that you can purchase another one. And I kind of wanted to get a little bit deeper into that conversation. Is that something that you're still wanting to do in the next 6 months?
I was, but I'm hearing that, the market slowed down and prices are going down. I'm not sure if this is a good time for me to sell right now.
Oh my God. So are you a CNN fan, Marcus? Are you
Fox
watching
News.
CNN every day?
No, Fox News.
Fox News. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So let me tell you, Fox, CNN, they're the worst at sharing all the bad news. Have you ever gone on Fox and CNN when somebody was sharing a good story? It's all bad news.
It is. Yeah, you're right. That's why we watch, because we want to know all the bad.
No, see, that's the problem, Marcus. So and I know CNN and I know that Fox News are not experts in real estate. That's why you have me.
Oh, okay, you
So,
got a point there. All right.
okay, that's why you have me. You don't have CNN and you don't have Fox News telling you all the negative stuff. You have Teresa telling you all the positive stuff. And she is the expert in the real estate world. So
Okay, so
you
then
need to
enlighten
listen
me,
to Teresa,
Teresa.
okay?
Why is this still a good time?
Well, it's a great time, Marcus, and any time is a great time to buy or sell because if you have equity, you can get some equity. If you don't have equity, we can make it happen eventually, right? Or you can keep that house, rent it, and we can still get you into that new house. Now, I know that you mentioned that you were looking to downsize a little bit because the house that you're in was a little big and you wanted to downsize. What does that look like when you tell me downsize?
Well, I'm tired of walking up and down these stairs. I'm getting old, girl. I'm looking for
Okay,
like just a single story, maybe like a ranch
beautiful,
style. You know,
beautiful,
my
beautiful.
wife would like, we like to have the family over, so I know she would like an open concept type home, but I just want to get rid of these stairs.
Okay, well, hey, we're going to help you get rid of those stairs because there are some beautiful new construction and some beautiful ranch houses that I came across not too long ago that I think would fit perfectly for what you're telling me. But before we move forward, obviously we need to find out what your situation is, how we can handle this, either selling or buying, or if you can keep the property and rent it and maybe just buy this one. We have to look at that situation. So when is a good time that we can connect with the lender so that way we can take a look at your whole scenario? And that way she can go ahead and determine what the best situation. We can both kind of get together. We can do a Zoom, a 3-way Zoom, or you can just go ahead. I can connect you with her directly and then we can go ahead and
Okay.
get started because I want to make sure that you do not have to go up those stairs ever again.
Okay, my knees are already feeling it. We can probably set something up in a couple of weeks.
Oh, a couple weeks, Marcus.
Yeah.
Why do you have to wait a couple weeks, if I may ask?
I'm just a slow mover, you know. I got I got to get permission from the wife for us to even have this conversation, Teresa.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought up your wife because obviously she is a key component in all of this. So when is a good time where we can all, your wife and I and we can all meet and that way I can connect you with the lender, and if I have your permission, I'd love to share your information with her so she can reach out. If you want 2 weeks, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure that, you get to not walk up those stairs again, right? Especially
Okay.
since your knees are bothering you. And I want to
Right.
make sure that you get into that nice ranch with that open concept and the big yard so you
Okay.
can do your barbecues
All right,
and
Teresa.
all
Well,
that
my
great
wife.
stuff.
Okay, girl. My wife's a tough cookie. She's Puerto Rican and Italian. So if you can get her on board, then let's do
I'm
this.
Puerto Rican,
We
so
can
we
do
speak the
this.
same
We can do this.
language.
Let's do this tomorrow then, or tomorrow afternoon if you can get her on board. Okay.
All right, perfect. Well, I'm Puerto Rican, so we're gonna hit it off real well.
Okay. Well, hey, if you come with some bacalao, then we really hit it off.
Oh, see, man, you just spoke to the woman of bacalao here.
Oh, all right.
I make some mean
All
bacalao, so
right.
don't worry.
Let's.
Your wife and I are gonna get along just fine.
All right.
So
I
why
know
don't
we're
you?
available tomorrow at 11. So
Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm gonna call if now that I have your permission, I'm gonna get together with Nora. She's my preferred lender. She's gonna go ahead and give you a call. She's going to ask you some key questions about, if we even need to sell your house. We might not even need to sell your house. Okay.
okay.
And
All
if
right.
we
Don't
can
think
avoid
about that.
selling it and you can keep it as an investment, beautiful. If we have
Okay.
to sell it, she's the one that's going to be able to let us know that. I can't make that decision. I don't know the numbers. Okay.
Okay.
So I look forward to that. I can't wait to get you started. I want to make sure that you get that house. I don't want to see you go up the stairs anymore.
Me neither. Thank you.
By
Teresa.
summer, I want to get you into that nice little ranch. Okay, Marcus?
All right. Sounds good.
All right, beautiful. Well, I'll see you later and just expect
Okay.
Nora's call tomorrow.
All right. And don't forget my bacalao.
Oh no, I'm not gonna forget your bacalao. Trust me.
All right.
All right. All right. So so those are just conversations, right? And you have to make it fun. You can't be boring. You can't be just whatever, right? You gotta, what their objections are, you gotta overcome those objections. You gotta come up with creative ways of just, overcoming them, right? So I'm going to let Nora get started with her part because obviously that transition over to the lender, she has other scenarios. Like the scenario that I think she's going to discuss mostly is, let's say you have a client that wants to, they're like, yes, I want to buy. I want to go see a house tomorrow. I saw this house. I want to go see it tomorrow. Can you schedule an appointment? Okay, so Nora's going to handle that and tell you exactly how you would handle that situation when you don't know if they're pre-approved, you don't know if their credit's good, you don't know nothing. They just want to go see a house, and how you handle that. Nora?
Okay, and I just want to say two things about this one you just did. You did a great job, and two things were at the beginning. He was like, "Oh, I don't remember who you are." That was number one. So Teresa was able to like plow through that and do rapport, and he was a little bit like the walls was a little bit up, right? And I don't know what's wrong with my camera, so the wall was a little bit up, and she was able to bring those walls down and create rapport immediately. It didn't take 3 other conversations. It took 1 conversation. He at first didn't know who she was. They figured it out, and immediately she created rapport. And that is so important to do, is create rapport and create that connection. The Puerto Rican, I want some of the bacalao, by the way, my friend. I didn't know you did the bacalao. But so those are things that, that because we can't have 3 conversations. It's 1 strong conversation. And let's take it to the next level. And the next step is what's going to determine. And the other thing that I wanted to point out, and we've been doing this in all of role play, and I just want to make sure that we're clear about this. Don't make 1 appointment, get 2 appointments, because I'll always honor 1 of them. Because if all of you are on the phone at the same time and they all do an 11 o'clock appointment, guess what? I'm not going to be able to call all of them. So you say, she says tomorrow at 11. Okay, tomorrow, well, can I have an alternative time just in case she can't make that at 11? And I will always be able to honor 1 of them. It always works out, but 1 of them works out, okay? So here is, I'm going to tell you what not to do. How, I don't, instead of going into role playing, because I think we get the gist of role playing. And this is what, every time I get these calls, I'm like, really? Are you serious? This is what not to do. And I'm quick and to the point. Do not give the client my phone number and not ask permission for you to give them their phone number to me. I'll tell you why. More than 50% of the time when you do it that way, hey, Teresa, here's Nora's phone number. Give her a call so you can get pre-approved. This is what's going to happen. I guarantee you, and I think I've experienced this with some of you online. So Teresa gives, I'm the real estate agent. You're the prospect, Teresa. Teresa, here's Nora's number. Can you call her? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to say, okay. So now Jeff is the one that, I know I'm getting this a little bit messed up here, but you'll get me in a second. So now I gave Teresa the number, and Nora, which is me, gonna call, but let's pretend Jeff is me. So Jeff says, hey, Nora, did Teresa call you? No, Jeff, she hasn't called me yet. We hang up the phone. 2 hours later. Hey, Jeff, did Teresa call you yet? No, she hasn't called. So here we are spinning our wheels, following up with each other to see if the client call. And most of the time, I'm telling you, less than 50% that they do call. So that's why we have to reverse engineer this and do it the way we just been training you, is to get them to get permission for me to call them, because I'm going to be on that right away. I'm going to be calling them. I'm going to be pre-approving. All I need to do is ask them 10 questions, and I'll know if we're, I did actually, Jessica's on the phone with us. She called me on a Saturday. She showed the property. She was in the property. This is live. She was in the property showing it, and she called me. Nora, I have these people. They love the house. Can you have a conversation with them? I had what was it? Like maybe a 10-minute conversation. And I said to her, Jessica, put it together. Put the contract together. I already know they're fine. Because I've been doing this 25 years. I've done thousands of loans. And Sunday, the people were kind of struggling with the application or whatever. On Sunday afternoon, within an hour, I had them approved. And Jessica, what happened today?
They are under contract.
There we go.
Congratulations, Jessica.
Thank you.
But she's already done this, you know, she's already, I haven't heard from I have called your other leads, but I haven't heard back from them. But that's what she does. She gets the lead. Actually, she should probably tell us what she does because she is so good at this. I called Jessica as a new agent and we immediately clicked, you know, as a partnership, and she understood my way because I trained her. I said, hey, get permission for you to give me the phone number, and she's been doing that. And guess what? I'm on the phone with them. I think, Jessica, with you, there was one that wasn't any good at all, and I said, Jessica, don't waste your time, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm a time saver too.
Right.
Yeah, and that's key, right? Because you're gonna have those clients that are, I just want to go see a house, right?
Professional lookers.
I saw this house on Zillow, and I want to buy this house. Can you take me to go see this house?
Well, let's role play that, because that's what you wanted me to do, but I wanted to engage on that. So you are the client and I'm the real estate agent. So you're calling me because you just saw a house on Zillow.
Okay,
so
perfect.
This is the client you've been talking to.
All right, ring ring.
Hello.
Hi, Nora, it's Teresa. Oh my God, I just saw this beautiful house on Zillow, and I want to go see it today because I think if I love it, I think I'm gonna love it, and I want to make an offer today. Can you take me to go see this house?
Oh my God, Teresa, really? That's so cool. What's the address of the house so I can look it up while we're on the phone together?
Oh, it's 123 Main Street. It's located, it's a corner lot. Oh my God, Nora, it's beautiful, and I really think I want to make an offer.
All right, so let me check it out. Okay, Teresa, I see that it's up for sale for $450.
Yes, correct. It's selling for $450.
Okay, and how's it going with, do you have a pre-approval letter already?
Oh my God, no, I haven't even done that yet. But my credit's good. I have money. My credit's good. You know,
we already have I want to do a timeout here. We already have a little bit of rapport. That's why I was able to jump into the pre-approval part. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Nora, actually, I know I haven't done that yet. I know you gave me the number to call, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But I saw this house and I really want to go see it. So, and you know, my credit's great. I have a 700 credit score. I have, you know, $25,000 in the bank. So I think I'm going to be able to qualify for this house, but I just want to go see it because if I love it, I want to be able to make an offer as soon as possible.
Okay. When did you want to go see it?
Oh my God, if you can go see it tonight, that would be amazing.
Tonight, you know, that's kind of a little short notice because usually showings are 24 hours. So I can't guarantee tonight, you know, it's already, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I got to check my schedule. But what's your second timeline?
Well, if we can't do it tonight, can we do it early tomorrow?
Early?
Or maybe by 12 o'clock, I can probably take off during lunch.
Okay, and I'm gonna need one more time because it's not just about me, about getting you in the house. It's about the seller, the listing agent. There's a lot behind making an appointment. So for tomorrow, could you give me two time frames?
I can do lunch or again tomorrow at 6.
Okay, so Teresa, here's what this is the best game plan I can give you because you haven't been pre-approved. I know that my lender Nora is going to be able to get you pre-approved before these appointments because that's what she does. But you'll find out when you talk to her that she's quick to the point and she's going to know where you stand. So is it okay for me to give her your number and her call you? Let's say today, it's 12 o'clock, either today at 4 and let's say between 2 and 4. Is that a good timeline for her to call you today to get you pre-approved? You could actually do it today if you give her all the documents.
I'm at work till 5, so can she call me around 5 or anytime after 5?
Okay, so all set. So listen, Nora's gonna call you. I'm so excited, Teresa. This house looks so beautiful. It looks exactly what you were looking at before. So I'm excited for you. Let's get Nora on the phone with you. Let's get you pre-approved. She could run you in the system, provide you an approval letter, a DU. And by the time that we get the appointment set up, you're already approved. But here's the key with that. You need to give her what she needs. Okay. So let's just keep going. Let's keep going this momentum going.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Do you happen to know what I need, by the way? I'm not sure what I need to have for her.
You know, it's the basic stuff, and I could get into it, but I'm not the lender, and I don't want to get into what you need because she needs to have that quality conversation with you. And you know what? She's the expert, but I promise you, it's hard. It's really it's simple. It's really as simple documentations that you need.
All right. That's fine. Okay, so then yeah, give her my number and tell her to call me sometime after 5 o'clock today.
Okay, great.
Okay.
So here is a key thing that Teresa did. She asked what she needed. And my answer was, I have no idea, or I don't know. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you how many times real estate agents become loan officers. It's terrible. It is terrible. Don't become the loan officer because you may hear one thing that you think, oh, forget it. And I hear it and I'm saying, no, I have no problem with that. I could get them approved. I can fix it or whatever it is. So don't become the loan officer. And the other bad habit that I've seen over and over again, you guys collect the documents for me. I'm like, you become the client. You baby the client and you become the client. Don't do that. Do not collect the documents unless I need a favor from you. Hey, I've been calling Teresa for 3 days and she doesn't give me the bank statement. Can you get on the horn with her? And maybe you'll collect it. And that's something different, right? That's something different. And that's very rare that happens. But don't become the collection of documentation, you know.
Not only because that too, Nora, it's we can't be responsible. Remember, that is private information. Like if you're getting their W-2s have their social security. If you're getting a copy of their ID, if you're getting, their personal income, their tax returns, whatever it is that the lender usually needs, that's private information that you're taking away from this client. And God forbid somebody breaks into your car, steals the information, you leave it at the coffee shop, there's a million and one things that can happen with that documentation, right? That you don't want to be responsible for. That is not your responsibility. And when it comes to, that's why most lenders now have where you can just upload the documents securely onto their portal and everything is only seen by the people who actually need to see it. Because God forbid something happens and they come back to you and all of a sudden, their identity got stolen because you happen to leave all the documents that you collected from them somewhere. And now, they have the person's ID, their W-2s, their social security, their date of birth. And now they're going rapid, using that information against them. You don't want to be part of that equation. So you have to be very careful and not take documents that, you shouldn't be working with. That's just not your responsibility. But the key is, and one of the things that she said that Jessica did is she called her while she was showing the property. Right?
That was so great.
So if I have, let's say I'm insisting, right? Let's say I'm Nora obviously overcame the whole thing. One of the things that I use all the time too is, oh my God, Teresa, I'd love to go show you that property. However, we do need to schedule, I have to schedule it. I have to make sure that it's available. And there was something else that I was going to say. I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, so basically what happens is that you want to make sure that you try to defer it, right? I'm excited. Nora saw that I was excited. I'm super excited about seeing this house. But yes, can you take a chance and go show the house just to get the person excited, especially if they've already told you they have good credit and they have money saved, right? Yeah, you can take a chance and go show that house, but only one house. You're not going to go show them 10 houses without getting them approved. One house, right? And while you're there, let's say, oh my God, I want to make an offer on this house, Nora. I really want this house. How can we make this happen? Okay, so now Nora, being the real estate agent, would say, you know what? Let me see if I can get, Jeff on the line so that we can go ahead and see, she'll ask you the questions she needs to ask you, or he'll ask you all the questions. And let's see if we can get this ball rolling so we can try to make that offer by tomorrow. Okay. The other thing that is important, that's what I was going to say, is that most offers that you're going to make, you're going to need that pre-approval letter to make that offer, because they won't even look at your offer without a pre-approval. So another thing that you can tell the client, oh my God, Teresa, I know you're super excited and I want to show you this house and I want to make sure, but if you go there and you love this house and you want to make an offer, I can't even make an offer because I don't have a pre-approval letter to submit with the offer. And that is a requirement when we submit an offer. So we need to, let's schedule for tomorrow. That'll give us time to get you connected with the lender, to get all that paperwork done, to get that pre-approval letter. So now we can go. And when we're there, if that's the house for you, I will take a contract with me and we will write it up right there and then, right? So that's, you know, those are things that you have to, you know, understand when you're talking to these people. But follow-up is really key, but having that right conversation and creating that excitement in that conversation. And by the way, let me, while we're talking, and Nora, if you can handle that, I'm gonna look for these scripts real quick so I can put them in the chat and you guys can download them.
Yes, and you know, I understand that, you know, maybe I'm not going to get all your deals or all your needs, but you have to get this kind of relationship with your lender. You know, if you're calling me and I don't answer, you text me, Nora, I'm with the client. I will stop what I'm doing and deal with it, because I don't need 3 hours to ask questions. I need 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. And I could role play with you and let you know what the questions are. And that's cool. But the reason why we did it at the beginning to ask a little bit of the questions, hey, you know, how's your credit? How much money do you have? It's because you want to engage and see really where they're at and see what kind of lead this is. Is it a hot lead? Is it a warm lead? Or is it a future lead? You know, because then that's where your urgency is as well, you know, because a lot of people, we're all important to ourselves, right? But listen, I had a client the other day call me and she had a 550 credit score, no money because they're waiting for their income taxes and a part-time job. Guess what? Text the realtor, don't waste your time. I already sent her to the credit repair person, and you know, and there was a co-borrower involved, but that borrower wasn't ready. The other one was, I'm not going to get into pre-approving. How much do I got approved for? Well, you know what? If you're not ready today with your credit and the job, and I look, okay, today you're not ready with your credit, even though I have all your documents, I'm not going to look at them, and I'll tell you why. And maybe some people say, well, why not? Well, because A, it's a time waster because you have a 500 credit score, and B, today is, you know, January 15th, and you didn't get your credit fixed till December 15th of the same year. Guess what? Everything now just changed again. And those numbers are no good. You know,
exactly.
At all. So.
All right, guys, any other questions, any feedback? Because I don't want to keep you past already. We're already at the 1 hour mark, and I like to respect your time. So any questions, any feedback, anything that you feel that maybe, you know, questions you might have, you know, you can have questions for Nora or any other questions, please unmute yourself. Feel free to engage. I want to make sure that before you leave, we answer any questions you might have. I think everybody got it. Okay. All right. So I posted
I
the
just want to say
scripts.
one thing that I thought is really important that you touched on is really painting a picture or having your client or prospect paint their own picture.
Correct.
You know, because we are, you know, with technology today, most people are visual or what's called kinesthetic learners, and if they paint their own picture, that's buy-in right there. So that was a good reminder.
Yeah, and that is true, and that's why I always say you want to make sure that you're asking those questions, right? You want to know, you want them to get that picture in their head of what that house looks like, you know, because then you're every time they have an objection, like you said, you wanted to not have to go up and down the stairs because your knees were hurting, right? I touched on that like 4 times during our conversation, right? Because that was the reason, the why, right? You want to sell the house and move into another house. So, and if Nora said, you know, she wants the condo by the beach because she wants to buy the beach, I touch on the beach. I want to get you by the beach. I want to be on that sand with you. I want to go get my bathing suit, you know, like the thing is that when you start painting that picture in their head, now they're like, oh my God, yes, yeah, that's what I want, you know, and now you're creating excitement. So when they come with objections and you're going back to what they want, to that picture, then they're more apt to give you the information and do the things that they need to do, right?
Yeah.
So, but
I know, I'm sorry, I know you have the script there, but I could email it out to everybody as well as a blast, so everybody could have a copy of it. I mean, pulled here, but you know, I want to engage with you guys and help you, you know, set up a system with me. The other thing that I've told a bunch of you that I already do business with is, I had one realtor call me, so she goes, "Oh, Nora, you should have called somebody at 4 o'clock," and it was 6 o'clock, and he had forgotten to tell me about it. So I'm like, "Oh my God, Ishma, you need to go follow like what I'm asking you to do while you're on the phone with your client. Be texting me at the same exact time. Just even if it's a little messy of a text, that way you're not gonna forget. You know, just text me. I'm talking to Maria Rodriguez. She's looked at 123 Main Street, 450. She has $5. Her credit score is 0. You don't need, okay, whatever you get me, and call her between these 2 times. But you don't need to get me any of that information about them, meaning down payment, credit. This is just the reason why you ask those questions. So again, that you know what kind of lead you have. Do you have a warm lead, a cold lead, or a hot lead? And that's why you're asking those questions, because you're going to prioritize that as well on your end. Because if it's a bad lead, I hate that word, but that's what I'm going to use right now. And somebody calls you next, and it's a Jessica lead, like she called me. Guess what? You're going to put that other one a little bit further down the line for that day to follow up on, and you're going to engage with me on the
one that's qualified.
So text while you're talking, even maybe you don't send it, but that's a habit to get into is texting.
Yes. So Nora put her information on there. Or Jeffrey, thank you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey did for you.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate you.
I also put my link to my YouTube channel, guys. If you want to follow me and subscribe to my channel, I actually do put in a lot of trainings in there. They could be short videos, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, but they're trainings on different topics. And so, you know, and I'm actually probably going to put this recording on there in case you want to go back and watch it again. So make sure you subscribe. The link is there, so you can click on it now. And thank you so much for joining. You have a great night. And I'll see you next week. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome. It's always the same link. So if you want to save the link, it's exactly the same Zoom link every single week. Okay. And you're more than welcome to join all our coaching calls. Okay.
Are those your books on your profile picture?
I'm sorry?
Are those your books on your profile picture?
They're my books. I bought them.
Which books are those? I'm just curious.
They're books on how to sell, and if you want, Marcus, we'll have a conversation on offline, and I'll share with you where I got them.
All right.
Okay. But I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to be honest with you right now. If you're a new agent, do not spend money on unnecessary things. Okay? Do not spend money, because sometimes as a new agent, we want to buy every new shiny thing. I'm super guilty when I was a new agent. Every shiny thing I wanted to buy. All the new apps. I wanted to buy this. I wanted to get the magazine. I wanted to stop. This is a prospecting business. This is about you picking up the phone and talking to people. And all those shiny things are not going to get you any more business than you picking up the phone. So my first recommendation as a coach here is stop spending money on things that you do not need as a new agent. You need to make money first before you can invest in other things. So don't go shopping for all the new shiny stuff, because you're going to spend a lot of money. You're not going to have a client, and then you're going to be frustrated because now you spend all that money and you didn't even get a client. So let's go back to the basics. And the basics is cold calling, calling your sphere, door knocking, farming. You can even send letters to your farm area, right? That's cheap. It's 66 cents for a stamp, right? But don't go spending on all these things, because when you're a new agent, you're going to get bombarded with you know, get leads here, buy these magazines, buy these books, you know, this is going to make you the next expert and all this stuff. And it's just a lot of good marketing that hooks all us real estate agents really quick. Okay. But until you start making some real money and really doing the things that just the basics, going back to the basics is what's going to make it happen for you. Okay.
I want to give a tip on door knocking. And you know what? I know I'm not a real estate agent, but I have a big history on knowledge because I do wholesaling. I do a lot of the other things, right? So if you do not have a listing, I hope you do, but if you don't have a listing or when you have one, go, so 123 Main Street, go to that neighborhood, knock on the neighbor's door. And I already trained Rhonda with this because her and I talked about this. You open the door. Hey, I'm Nora from La Rosa Realty. I have the listing 123 Main Street down the street. And I just wanted to let you know about it. And maybe you have a family member or somebody would like to move into the neighborhood, and hand them a flyer. And guess what? Oh yeah, my uncle, my aunt, my sister, my brother. You just got a lead. Mm-hmm. Oh man, really? Oh, well, you know what? I'm thinking of selling too. Now you've engaged. So now you're not knocking on the door to get the listing, their house, right? You're knocking on the door to let them know about their neighbors. And now they're saying, oh, wow, Nora goes around and knocks on the door to let about the listing. I'm going to give her the listing. So now the house is sold. Go back to those same neighbors and says, hey, guess what? 123 Main Street sold. And I have a list of buyers that want to see the house. So if do you know of any of your neighbors that want to sell? Again, you're not asking them straight out. You're asking them about their neighbors. And they're going to say, you know, I'm thinking about selling. Or, yeah, you know, Teresa, my neighbor, was thinking about selling. You just got a lead. So it's not directly to them. But, and this is the way you get to know your neighborhood, you know, whatever the neighborhood that you're into. So I just wanted to give that tip.
Yeah. And you guys, even if you don't have a listing, volunteer to do an open house for someone who does. Right? So if someone has a listing that they're trying to move and they don't want to do an open house, you know, call these agents that have listings and say, hey, you know, I noticed that you have a beautiful listing. It happens to be, I just had an agent that called me for a listing that I have in Story Park. She actually lives in Story Park. So she goes, hey, Teresa, I noticed that you have a listing on Story Park. I'm a new agent. Is it okay if I do an open house? And I'm like, absolutely. But I don't want to do an open house. Sure, you can do an open house. You know, so now you have an open house. Before that open house, you have the opportunity to farm that whole neighborhood and say, hey, I'm having an open house. You don't have to say it's my listing, right? Or that other agent's listing. Hey, I have an open house on this day at 123 Main Street, you know, whatever the conversation is, you know, but that's an opportunity for you. So don't be shy about doing open houses for other agents, because there's a lot of agents, especially if they're really busy agents, that don't want to spend time on open houses, and they're more than willing to give it to other agents who are willing to do it. So, you know, do open houses, and that's an opportunity for you to farm. And this is a great time to farm. Why? The weather is great. You're not farming in 100-degree weather. Kenya, you had a question, my love. Go ahead.
More than a question, I have a tip, because remember, we all are a family, and that's one of the
benefits
of this in La Rosa. We are a family. We have over 40 offices in the state, and you have colleagues and other agents that can collaborate with you. If you get to know and network with them through Zoom, activities, meetings, events, keep their phone numbers, keep in touch, make friends. I do collaborations with other agents in other offices, and I have done open houses for them as well. Today I was speaking with Anna. She's in Port Charlotte. I have a listing here in kvCORE, and I said, if you want to do an open house, more than welcome, because she needs it. And the another agent in Sarasota, she has 2 listings, and one for rental and one for sale. and Anna was able to do an open house for her, show the property, and she rented. And the other one, we both did open houses for that property. So we as a team can collaborate with each other and help us out.
Yes, yes, and that's great. Thank you so much, Kenya, for bringing that point. And we do, you know, that's why you have to make connections. You know, a lot of agents think that they should only be, you know, just to themselves, right? And that the good thing about La Rosa is really that there are a lot of agents, you know, not everybody, I'm not going to say everybody because that would be lying, right? But I'd say 90% of the agents are very cooperative. They'll help you, you know, if you make connections with them. Obviously, we have agents here from now kvCORE, Sarasota, we have New York, we have Miami, we have Celebration. So these are all people, right, that you can connect with, because you know there's going to be times where you're going to need some help. Like I connect with a lot of agents in North Florida because, you know, if I get a listing or something over there, I can just call anybody and say, hey, I need a favor. Can you I have an agent right now that when I call her, I just tell her, hey, can you do me a favor? I need a landscaper to go mow the lawn. Can you recommend someone? I mean, she went with her husband and mowed the lawn. So, you know, that's how we work, right? And the only way that we're going to do that is really getting to know each other. We started and so keep an eye out. We started a agent networking event online through Zoom, sort of like this, where we're all networking and talking to each other, but we go into little breakout rooms so you can get to know each other. I didn't do it, you know, obviously November, December, because it was holiday season and all that stuff, but I'm bringing it back this month. Actually, it'll probably be February. But it's called Agent Connect. And it's basically just a Zoom type of setting where agents from all over come. You go into little breakout sessions. You kind of get to spend 7 or 8 minutes talking to each other, building that relationship and that network, and get each other's numbers and information, because you never know when you need someone, right? I just got a referral from an agent in Orlando. You know, he has a listing literally 8 minutes from my house. So, you know, he referred me the client, and now I just went today to sign the listing agreement. So, you know, you never know when that, you know, that connection, right? And he just met me basically once at an event in Orlando. So, you know, those are the things that you want to make sure that you're networking with other agents, because you never know when those relationships, when you can click with that person and all of a sudden they're sending you a referral, okay? Or you need to send them a referral. So those are good things for you guys to do. So it's going to be a Realtor Connect is what it's called, Realtor Connect, okay? So be looking out on my agent account when that gets posted. But that's a great opportunity for you guys to come and network with other agents, okay? Because it's not about you. You know, we all need support. You know, sometimes, you know, somebody might have a question about a certain market, and, you know, maybe you're the expert in that market, and somebody might want to call you and say, hey, you know, can you do me a favor? Can you help me? I'm trying to do this or do that. And, you know, we collaborate with each other, okay? All right, guys, it's 8:30. That's enough. Blah, 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 blah. I have a great night. I know you guys love to see our faces, but hey, we need to let you go. But thank you so much for joining. Join again next week if you want, and we will see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Nora. Nice meeting you. All right. Be safe out there. Remember,
thank you. Thank you, Marcus. I'll have that bacalao one day.
Come on now. I'm waiting. Come on. You said.
All right. We'll be looking.
I'll be there. I'm going.
There you go. When we go up to Orlando, we're going to come and visit Marcus, Nora.
Okay, there you go. Come on up. All right.
Bye.
Thanks, you guys. Be safe. Bye.
Thank you.
Congrats on your listing, Jessica. Yay.
Yay, yes.
Thank you.